that right there was, how do I even say it? It took me a while to even come around to record this, but we had opportunities to win that game. That's all I'll say. Raptors lose Game 7 against the Boston Celtics, 87-92. And tons of things happen in this game. If you guys seen this game, the Raptors go down early. They fight back. They take the lead. They go on another lull. And they turn the ball over like crazy. The Celtics get back in the game. The Raptors start playing a little better. Then they turn the ball over like crazy to end the half. And then the Celtics take the lead. And then the Raptors come out flat in the third quarter. Celtics just exposed Marc Gasol as they were doing all game long. And then the Raptors come back. And then they retake the lead. And then bam, the turnovers. Celtics holding on to a lead with about 5 or 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Raptors hold the Celtics without a field goal for 5 minutes and 20 seconds. The remaining 5 minutes and 20 seconds of the game. The Raptors slowly but surely, Kyle Lowry leads the charge, gets some attacks the rim, gets some layups, gets some and ones, gets to the free throw line. Raptors cut it down to 2 points. Then the Raptors have an opportunity to cut it down some more. Actually, 3 points to cut it down to. And then Norman Powell gets blocked while trying going 1-on-3 against Marcus Smart. Ends up to Kemba Walker dropping it down to Williams, and Williams ends up getting fouled by Kyle Lowry. Lowry, great read. I really thought Kemba Walker was going to give him a chest pass, but he saw that Lowry was there and he gave him a beautiful bounce pass in midair. Split-second decision. Kemba Walker made the right call, and Lowry's hand was in the cookie jar, and it was an obvious foul, which led to the 2 missed free throws. Taken that he missed both free throws, and all he had to do was box out and get the board. Yet the Raptors, Norman Powell specifically, allows Tatum to get a line drive towards the rim, and bam, he got the board and got fouled, and 2 free throws for Tatum, and the Raptors just couldn't get there. They just couldn't make enough plays to win the game after that, because Lowry gets fouled out after the Williams foul, and then you had no one that could take a guy off the dribble and score. VanVleet was just hitting perimeter bombs, and he was getting some layups here and there, but consistently he wasn't getting past the defender. Pascal, man, I'm going to say Pascal for another time, because he just, honestly, I was hoping that this would have been the game for him to do like damage, and if you somehow helped us win this game, it could just account for all the troubles that he had in the previous 6 games, but he didn't have a good game. Man, that was rough. He had a poor game. Just turned the ball over every single time the Raptors near the basket. He just turned the ball over again and again. 5 turnovers. And it just didn't look like he was aggressive and didn't know where he was going with the basketball. He couldn't get past anybody. And man, when he's guarded by Greg Williams, I'm like, man, you can take this guy. Either face him up or just use your speed off the dribble from the 3-point line and just drive. Like a couple times he did that, but he got to the free throw line or got a layup or something. He got a spin move going, but man, I thought that would give him confidence, but no, he just didn't. And the Raptors just way too many mistakes in this game. Turnover wise, you guys already know it's been reiterated like crazy. 18 turnovers leading to 31 points off turnovers for the Boston Celtics. 31 of their 92, pretty much 1/3 of their points came from the Raptors turnovers, and they're not even like turnovers out of bounds. These are like live ball turnovers leading to points the other way. And man, the Raptors just shot themselves in the foot. This is a very winnable game. A very, very winnable game. If you guys want to know, the Raptors had a chance to win this game multiple times. They just kept killing themselves. Tons of things to look over. First off, Why is Marc Gasol even playing any more minutes than he should have been playing? 19 minutes seemed way too much for him. He was trashed in the first half. I understand, Nick Nurse, that he played better in the second half of Game 6, but come on. This is like the entire series. You know that they're just abusing him. He's not giving you anything on both ends. He's not even looking at the rim. He's not even being aggressive on the offensive end. Defensively, he's getting blown by or he's fouling. And he's not even getting boards as often, man. He just shouldn't have been playing. He was a minus 20 in the half. In the first half. 13 minutes, minus 20. He ends up the game playing 19 minutes, a minus 19. You gotta go with something else. You either go with Chris Boucher or you go super small. Maybe give Terrence Davis some minutes. You can maybe get some Matt Thomas some minutes. Matt Thomas was solid in that first half. He came in a little bit in the start of the first quarter, knocked on a 3, and then you never seen Matt Thomas for the rest of the game, which was very puzzling to me. Very puzzling to me that he played Marc Gasol all those minutes, and then he didn't call a timeout near the end of the game when VanVleet was like just dribbling the clock away and then got blocked on his 3-point attempt by Williams. That one was puzzling as well. I know you want to, if you got a basket, then you foul and then you get a timeout, but you got to think of the moment right there. That was the moment. You should have called a timeout. So Nick Nurse messed that one up too. Just a lot of blame to go around. Pascal Siakam's poor game, and then Lowry wasn't doing so well in this game, but he was playing hard. He made some great defensive stops, and then he got the Raptors right when the Raptors needed him. Kyle Lowry got fouled out. He was your closer in this series, and the Raptors missed our closer on our heart in our Kyle Lowry, King Lowry. But there's tons of blame to pass around for this game, and the Raptors had a chance to win this game. They had multiple opportunities to win this game. Hats off to the Celtics, man. That was a crazy tough series, man. Jayson Tatum, he is good. He is good. He hits the tough shots. He hit that 21-foot runner, and I'm like, man, this may not be the Raptors' night. He's great at drawing fouls. He just like baits these guys into these fouls. Norman Powell can't guard him. Pascal Siakam got crossed over by him like twice, and they pump fakes the crap out of Pascal Siakam all game long, and then he just steps over to the side, knocks down the 3. His jumper is money. And whenever the Boston Celtics need a basket, he just knows how to create a basket for himself, which is an elite quality that teams need. Like Kawhi Leonard did that. Whenever the Raptors needed a basket, gave it to Kawhi in isolation, he got you a high percentage look. And Tatum, same thing. The Boston Celtics go to him, and at the top of the key or in the post or in the mid post, he's money. He is money. He is the real deal. And honestly, I can see why when people are asking me, would you have Pascal Siakam and Jayson Tatum? Honestly, I'll take Tatum any day of the week. He's just that much more better in terms of defense, scoring, 3-point shooting, and the way he can create. He has a go-to move, the step back. And Pascal Siakam, he has no step back or he has no go-to move, which he really needs to focus on going forward. The no spin move, like everybody knew he was going to spin, and they baited him into those charges early on, so he just went away from it. He did have one spin move in this game, but he never used it ever again, so struggle for him. Some notes in this game that I wanted to let you guys know about. First off, the Raptors were dying with Marc Gasol in the first quarter, but Ibaka gets thrown in. Ibaka makes an impact on the defensive end, the offensive end. He was solid all game long. 3-point shooting was solid. He attacked the offensive glass. Ibaka was good, but we couldn't go to Ibaka in the second half as much because they just neutralized big men in this one. They just isolation and forced a big man to guard either Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, or Jayson Tatum, and you couldn't have that. And they just getting open looks again. And Nick Nurse had to take Ibaka off because there was a huge stretch where the Raptors just couldn't defend them. They would just hope to get pick and roll. They'll hope to get Serge Ibaka in the pick and roll and just expose him, and why there's Kemba Walker splitting the pick and roll, or Jayson Tatum's taking people off the dribble, or Jaylen Brown's driving as well. They just got wide open looks, and you just can't have that. And they got offensive rebounding and all that sorts of jazz throughout the entire game, and the Raptors just gave the Celtics more life. The Raptors did not shoot the ball. great in this game. The Raptors gave up 11 more shots to the Boston Celtics, and that's also a cause of their turnovers. 18 turnovers is a lot, plus the offensive rebounds, they were dominated. And the Celtics, had 12 steals, the Raptors 1 steal. The Raptors weren't active defensively. They did just a good job to survive, but man, just couldn't seal the deal in this one. Just couldn't get over that hump. You really needed Pascal to show up, and he didn't. And it really sucks because I really wanted him to show up in this series for at least a couple games. But he's struggled. And something most people don't know is that when Corona hit, Pascal Siakam quarantined himself, and he did not pick up a basketball for 3 months, which he said is the longest break that he's taken from basketball in a very long time. The longest he's ever taken before that was about 2 weeks. So he hasn't picked up a basketball in 3 months, and he just lost his touch, it looks like, because he wasn't good in the Brooklyn series, and he wasn't good in this series either. He wasn't good in the entire bubble. And I know there's a lot of games to play, but he just lost that confidence and lost that drive, that aggression. Defensively, he was okay. He was good. He shut down Tatum a couple times. I know Tatum got past him a couple times, but he was okay. He wasn't great, but that's what you get. The Raptors were going to survive or burn by Pascal Siakam's game. And you know what? I agree with Nick Nurse. You have to play him. He is your star. You can't bench him like what Dwayne Casey did to DeRozan, because that is your star. You got to play the guy. And whether you live or you go out, you got to go. That all depends on your star. And you have to play him in those crucial moments. And that's where he really gains that experience. Hopefully, this is a learning opportunity for Pascal Siakam. I know he said in the post-game conference that he takes a lot of the blame, and I agree. And this is where you see if a player is really that great. It's how they respond to failure. Great players have failed before, but it's how they respond to that failure is whether you become great or you settle and become mediocre. And the Raptors really need Pascal Siakam to be that guy. Another few notes in this game. VanVleet was hitting the big shots to keep the Raptors in this game, whether it was a layup or a big three. He was the Raptors' leading scorer tonight, and he hit some big shots, which goes unnoticed because he got that three-point shot blocked at the end. But if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be in this game. Another one, Lowry is our main closer, as you guys have seen it. He is super clutch, and when the Raptors really needed a basket, Kyle Lowry was there. Without him on the court, the Raptors looked bamboozled by the Celtics defense. First off, I think most people didn't see that, but in that three-point shot that VanVleet took, the original play was to get a hammer play where where VanVleet is supposed to drive, and then he's supposed to kick it to Norman Powell in the baseline because he was supposed to slide there, and Ibaka was supposed to set a screen for him. The screen and Norman Powell all slid there, but the Celtics, I don't know how they knew it, or they just saw the angle. They stopped VanVleet from crossing that lane, and they just broke up the play, and then it was in isolation after that. I wanted a better shot than that, but it is what it is. Another thing, I think I mentioned this before, but the Celtics played small ball, and what small ball does to you is they like to switch everything, and liking to switch everything leads to isolation plays. The Celtics had way more guys who could score and just break people off the dribble. The Raptors had Lowry and VanVleet who can do that. Not always consistently, but they do it a good amount. Pascal couldn't do that in this series, and Norman Powell did that a couple times, but not good enough, as the Raptors only had probably two guys who can do that consistently, and that wasn't enough because the Celtics had Tatum, Brown, Smart, and Kemba. And the Raptors did a great job of keeping Kemba out of this game, but he did make the key plays down the stretch, so he was good as well. Last thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you to the Raptors. Thank you, Toronto Raptors, for a great playoff journey. This is the greatest era in Raptors history. A championship, a great fight. Just the hope that the Raptors would make the championship again was great. That's how fantastic this team has been. Yes, I was depressed last night, and I couldn't make this video early enough because I just didn't feel like even talking about Raptor basketball after that. But I just had to because this is my team. Went through the emotions with this team, and thank you guys. An amazing series. The grit, the toughness, the determination of this team. Can't say enough. Most people would say the Raptors should have lost this game in 3, they should have lost game 3 and would have lost in like 4 or 5 games. But that's that grip, that championship caliber, that heart of a champion. And I really thought the Raptors would win this game, but you know what? It happens. But thank you guys. I appreciate all that you guys do. I don't know if this team's going to come back anywhere close to what it's been now, because Van Vliet has to get re-signed. Ibaka, Gasol's got to get re-signed. And I'm not sure if we can afford all these guys since Pascal's extension kicks in. Lowry makes $31 million next year. So we'll see how Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster create this team next year. But if this is the last time we see this team together, I want to thank you guys. Gasol, I didn't have a great series, but he was impactful in us winning the championship. Ibaka, he's been a beast in both the championship run and this run. And Van Vliet, I know we're going to re-sign you for sure, because we definitely need our point guard of the future. But thank you guys. Guys, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the Raptors Wrap-Up. Until next time, guys. Thank you. And I'll still love this championship forever.